Good morning, Vietnam.
That's copyright.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, you can't use that.
That's copyright.
Good morning, people listening to Double Take Las Vegas. I have a message for you. I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to find yourself. And speaking of find yourself, we're going to help ourselves find
I'm going
Dory.
to stop you right there.
I was going to let him keep going.
We need-
YouTuber already does that, and I don't want to do that.
You don't want me to pretend we are preaching the good word of Dory to the masses.
However, I heard that we can make a church real quick, and we're getting
It's free, too.
Do you
totally,
dare?
totally off the subject. Totally off the subject. But we are here for
we
Finding
just started.
Dory.
Is there actually a subject yet? We haven't. We
I just
started.
did.
You, in the middle of you saying that that's rough topic.
No, I said we're here to talk about Finding Dory.
Indeed, we are, and that is what I call a broken down segue.
First things,
Mm-hmm.
how'd y'all like it?
Hey,
The good.
that's not the first thing.
The good.
First,
No,
that's
no,
not
no,
the
the
first
bad.
thing.
The bad.
That's not the first thing either.
Oh,
New choice.
the intro. Hi, I'm God.
There you go.
There we
Got
go.
it.
Uh-huh.
I'm God.
I am Marin.
I'm Blaid.
Hi, Blaid.
Hi,
And
Blaid.
I'm an alcoholic.
You're not supposed to admit that.
I'm allegedly. It's allegedly.
It's allegedly with quotes. Lovely little air quotes.
And I am the voice of Dory.
Manny Max 9000.
We will be led
Sell
to
you
light
for
by
a
Sigourney Weaver.
lunch, medium double dish something
A
pizza with
medium
anchovy.
deep dish spinach and anchovy pizza.
Yes, if you haven't
Sent
seen
to
that,
555 Takamanawe.
yes, if you haven't already seen that commercial, please check out our YouTube channel, and you should be able to find it in there somewhere.
Hashtag harmless self-plug.
And leave a comment. Let me know. Leave a comment. Let me know if I needed a shave before doing that video. So.
No,
You
you
abs-
didn't.
You did not. It worked perfectly.
It worked well.
It did.
The video was damn perfect.
It was beautiful.
Did you watch it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes she wants to watch it.
Personally, it's the
Yesterday.
only one that made me giggle as much as I did. Okay.
It's so perfect.
Okay. Back to Dory, people. Back to Dory.
Dory, little do people know, made an appearance in Manny Mac 9000.
Dory, you see, we got her on set one day. She was just so perfect to work with. And, we got her to dress up in the yellow duck outfit. And it was just too perfect.
And she just perfectly stuck onto my middle
Well,
finger.
when you stick her on your finger with freaking
Can we please
tape,
rephrase
because
that?
okay, back to Dory.
I mean,
Okay, this is taking too long.
we should start with the bad. What we did
We
not
always
like.
start with the bad
Indeed.
because
So-
we should end everything on a good. So it should actually be bad, good, and spoilers. But
Yeah, but the name was already too catchy because Clint Eastwood.
yes.
Seriously.
Okay, the bads. What did we not like about the movie?
Who should start?
The director.
Why should I start?
You directed Finding Dory?
Yes, didn't I tell
No,
you?
I
Holy
started.
shit. I thought
He's
you were
the
also
same
the
guy who directed Wall-E.
Yeah, she's talking about the actual director of the film.
Ah.
The name always escapes me. Andrew Stanton. But he is the same director as Wall-E. And I know Wall-E is a hit film that everyone just absolutely adores for reasons I cannot figure out. Because I hate that film with a burning passion.
I do too.
There's a lot of the same thematic elements that go through Wall-E as there are in that go through Finding Dory that are in Wall-E. In fact, the main theme of Wall-E was being the pollution and the destroying of Earth, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There was a lot of the same recurring themes in Finding Dory, especially once she got to the Marine Life Institute, and she had like the soda can thing wrapped around her
The six
around
pack.
her body.
The six pack rings.
Yeah, the 6-pack rings wrapped around her body, and there was all of the cars that had fallen to the bottom of the ocean, and all of the glass bottles, and just all of the pollution, which I'll be honest, in this film did not bother me as much as it did in Wall-E.
I'll agree.
Yeah.
Mainly because I felt here was meant to enhance the feeling of the story rather than be a main point of don't f***ing pollute your earth. I'm sorry, I got passionate for a second.
I agree with you wholeheartedly on it. However, I don't think he can direct a film and add those passionate little moments that make you go, "Oh, I had feeling there." I didn't have feels. I watched the movie and went, "Oh, okay."
For me personally, I wasn't really affected by it at all. It didn't make me feel
Exactly.
either way.
There was no feeling.
It was like, oh, they're off the coast of California. There's pollution there.
Watch out
Yeah,
for sharks.
I just took it as a. I didn't even think twice about it. Honestly, it just felt like this is where they are. That's more or less to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, America has a bunch of slobs.
I was more thinking specifically California, but yeah, sure.
Given the fact that we just got done visiting there was some of the same direction elements too. I felt like the story wasn't quite as strong as Finding Nemo was.
I can agree.
Same.
Yeah, it wasn't as strong. It didn't pull on my heartstrings like Finding Nemo did. Now, maybe it was just because I was younger back then and I was a little bit more gullible and, all that. But I don't know.
I've always been heartless. Finding Nemo had more heartstrings.
I'll admit though that I did cry at once in Dory, welled up a few times. There was a moment. If I felt like to an extent, well, like you said, with it's kind of a reverse, where like the whole themes of not polluting and stuff like that were a bit more subtle in Dory and more heavy-handed in Wall-E.
Oh, it's the entire movie.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah, I won't argue that. I do love
feel
the
like
movie.
to an extent, it felt like the emotional moments were being really hammered into us. Like every 5 minutes, she was having a flashback to some kind of cutesy moment she had with her family. When it's all like we could have skipped all that stuff and just got directly to the parts where she had been separated, why she got separated. Didn't have to tie into like the little things. I feel like we could have had only just one bit about the whole path home thing. And we could have been good with not having like 3 more of the same kind of thing.
That didn't really bother me as much,
Yeah.
mainly because, one, Pixar is really good at doing their research, really good about it. And if I don't personally know how it works, but if somebody with short-term memory loss is having flashbacks, I would think that would be how it would actually be.
I'm okay with that, but it's just like the flashbacks kept going to the same exact thing that we already went over.
But on the other hand,
if it was more, if the flashbacks were more about much more different memories that weren't just the same thing, I'd be okay with that.
But on the other hand as well, though, from a storytelling point of view, how else could you really do it? You have to reinforce concepts and themes that were established in the beginning of the film and build on top of them in order to tell a good story.
Yeah, but I think I know where Manny's going here. They did a lot of flashbacks.
They did.
They took Dory in the little typhoon thingy of whirl and blur and clurl and just and poof. Now she's this cute little thing with big eyes and
I actually personally really liked how much flashbacks there were and how they really did it, because it like Aaron was saying, it really showed, it gave the feeling of a fractured and broken memory
Coming back together, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's just that
it worked thematically and visually.
okay.
Yeah, I know that, but it's like it's what she was having flashbacks about that I felt were getting repetitive.
I personally didn't see it as all being flashbacks to one moment. I felt like every learning experience that her parents were trying to give to her was spread out over her childhood. I didn't feel like it was all at one time. I feel like this is one day in Dory's life. This flashback is another day in Dory's life. And these are the small little bits that she could remember from everything her parents were trying to tell her.
But I feel like that.
And they also did tie those flashbacks into what she was doing at the time. It wasn't just randomly. She was walking down and then suddenly,
true.
This is how I learned how to the keep swimming song.
All right, true that. That was fine. I was totally okay with her remembering how she learned the keep swimming song.
That was just an example.
But it's like I think my issue was the one where it kept going over it, even though I know that it was a huge part in the movie with the whole her finding shells to build a path back home so she knows how to go home. But I feel like that happened at least 3 times, and it's like we get it.
Them talking about shells happened 3 times.
Well, but not all of them were about
I know.
shells going home. I mean, one of them was about, you need to learn how to find the shells, but not only that, learning how to overcome an obstacle by yourself.
Right. Okay.
And finding a different way around a problem. Essentially trying to teach Dory, if this way isn't working, try it another way.
Right.
There's always a way to figure out a problem, is what they were trying to
I actually like that lesson,
Yeah.
even though she's not going to remember it.
Well, obviously she remembered it.
Yeah, because there was that bit where Marlin was
Well,
talking
we
about,
won't even go into her actual illness.
Yeah, there's a video I could show you later about a guy who did all the research into the incongruities with her memory loss. Yes.
Yeah.
It's a
ignoring
Pixar
that,
film.
It is. There's only so much you can do. I personally was all right with the repetitiveness, specifically with the shells, because to me, that if something as important as the shells were to her memory, specifically how she got lost, and one of the lessons that her parents tried to drill into her, your brain is going to, if it forgets something but remembers some specific parts, it's that it felt to me like it was trying to pull towards that, and the shells were the focal point. So the brain is going to kind of repeat. The brain is going to kind of do something along those lines for someone in that position. At least that's the way it was reading for me.
So what other things did we not like about it?
It felt kind of. I think because of the fact that it's like what you said earlier. It's like you enjoyed the journey more than in Nemo than Dory, and it does. Finding Dory feels a little bit more like it doesn't have that like grandeur that Nemo had because
Absolutely
the fact that when they're like, how are we gonna get to California? We're just gonna take the
Turtle tubes, man.
the turtle tubes, yeah. And
Turtle tubes.
Yeah, we're not gonna bother like traveling across the entire ocean again. We're not gonna find a rusted submarine and blow it up. We're not gonna end up in the Marianas Trench. We're not gonna we're not gonna encounter a forest of jellyfish. We're just gonna take this tube and hey, we're just gonna take the 215 and we're at California.
Yeah, that's pretty much
I
it.
can agree to that. Personally, it seemed like they were trying to focus more on the characters, and specifically Dory.
Yeah, of course.
Than anything else.
The name
They
says
did
it all.
a really good job on Nemo and focused on Nemo as a character, while Marlin was traveling through the ocean, ran into a shark, ran into the submarines, ran into the turtle tubes.
I think the difference in that comes though. Finding Nemo was really less about Nemo than it was about Marlin's
Trying to learn how
journey of trying to learn how to be okay with Nemo's disability,
as well as letting him go and learning how.
And it was learning that yes, his son is missing, and that's the main drive of the story. But the story's really about Marlin learning to be okay with letting go.
And what would be the lesson here? Because I missed it. I mean, except for it's another. You've got another way from point A to point B. Jump on some phones. I mean,
but I think the story here in Dory is learning how to deal.
It's about finding yourself.
No.
no.
Well, no.
Maybe.
I'd say that Finding Dory is much more about learning how to deal with. How do you say it without being rude? with your own handicap.
Or your own limitations.
Yeah.
Yeah, dealing with your own limitations and working around them.
And understanding that there is always a way around something. So I think it's two different stories. I'm okay with Dory just hopping on the turtles and getting to California because I feel like that the journey to California was not the main focus of the story. It was Dory going back home. And trying to figure out what
I don't think
happened.
it should have been the journey to California shouldn't have been, because they've already done so much in the first movie.
And on the same notion, being the fact that it was Finding Nemo was Marlin's journey to being okay with letting go. We got to see his journey to Nemo because it was part of him learning. It was the physical representation of what was going on inside of him.
Which brings me to my major issue with the movie. The fact that they reiterated and basically copied all of that with Marlin again.
Yeah, because in this case now it's him learning how to cope with Dory.
He already learned that lesson in the first movie. Why is he acting this way again with Dory?
It might just be because it's a different person.
It didn't make any sense to me.
That doesn't bother me because it's always different when it's your friend versus your child.
I'll agree with.
But I don't disagree. I don't disagree. There are certain parallels that you would take if you've already learned that lesson.
Yeah.
Oh, I did this with my son. Maybe it's the same with my friend. But
I think he would feel less concern for his friend versus his son.
I honestly thought Marlin was kind of selfish. Because at the
it's
beginning of the film,
insane.
he was like, no, we already did this journey. We don't need to go again.
And
I thought that was kind of funny,
honestly,
though.
Marlin was my major issue with the movie in general. Even so far as the acting, I forget the name of the actor.
Isn't it like Martin Short or something?
Albert
That's
Brooks.
him.
That's
Albert
it.
Brooks.
Yeah.
His reading and his voice acting sounded very lackluster, and it felt like Marlin was added into the movie just because he was in the first one. If that makes any sense, it didn't feel like they gave him enough of a character.
It makes sense. I don't really agree. I didn't get that feeling. It's different interpretations, you know.
Yeah.
I felt his acting was fine, and I felt like because I didn't feel like I feel like currently because the story isn't Marlin and Nemo focused. Why should the acting be larger than life?
Well, I'm not asking for larger than life. It just felt. I don't know. It like I said,
It felt like there was something missing.
It did. Specifically, it felt like there were, like the main example that comes to my head, the one that really jumped into my face when I was watching the movie was a couple screams that he had. Felt like, type thing. Like he had no emotion or emphasis in his reading of it. And it felt, looking back and rewatching some of it when last night when I did, a lot of his readings kind of felt that way. But in general, it also kind of coincided with the fact that it felt like the only character they gave him was just copy-pasting what he had in the first movie. It didn't feel like he learned anything from the first movie. It felt like the first movie kind of was meaningless.
Maybe he had short-term memory loss.
Like I said, that was my major problem with the film. There wasn't a whole lot of other issues I really had with it in general.
So yours was Marlin.
Yes.
Mine was just all around emotion. I didn't feel the movie had emotion. Yours?
I actually have to agree. It didn't hit me. I didn't feel. Yeah.
And mine was just that it didn't feel as grand as Nemo did.
Is it time to talk about the good?
I guess so, yeah.
I think we've been on about this for
Okay.
like 18 minutes.
Absolutely wonderful animation.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's something
Humongous step up from the first one.
Pixar came to the plate again.
As they always do.
Yes.
Like, no matter how good or bad the movie is, that is something you can say. Their animation team always gives their best.
I want their animation team. I want to tuck it into a little bed, give them all milk and cookies, and say, "Oh, good night." I do. I love their animation.
You want plushies
You want
of
to
the
pinch their little
animation
cheeks.
team?
Pinch their little cheeks and be unlike me.
Yeah, for a little while, I was kind of when I was looking at Nemo and Marlin, and they had this very unusual like lighting going on with them. I was wondering like, what the heck is that? It's like, oh, it's actual details on their scales. That's what's going on there. And I was just like, oh,
yeah,
that's so
huh.
nice. Yeah. It's like these little like weird little like wrinkles of light. I'm like, what is
They're
like,
older
like, are they
by
older?
a
Like-
year.
And it's like, it's their scales. That's what's going on because you can see the way the pattern is showing up.
Yeah, we've gotten some crazy advances in animation, lighting, and texturing. And
Since like when did Nemo come out? Like
2002. Anyway, we've gotten some major advances in that stuff. We can now
Do
the
water.
revolutionary and groundbreaking thing that Pixar has done with this film is they were able to break down the texturing on a near molecular level.
Oh yeah, it's like did you see that like little video when they were just talking about Hank?
Oh yeah,
That was amazing.
Just the process on Hank the Octopus
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
was amazing.
I liked Hank.
But they
You
were
are Hank.
That bit at the end.
just want to be left alone.
that bit,
Leave me alone.
That bit at the end
I want to
where
go to
he's-
Ohio.
Spoiler: that bit at the end where he's a substitute teacher, and when the kid goes up to hug, he's like, "Don't touch me."
That was great.
That's
so
so
when did
big.
Finding Nemo come out?
Finding Nemo came out in 2003. Feel old yet, ladies and gentlemen?
Dang, it's
Came
just
out
like 13
more
years
than
ago.
10
13
years ago.
13 years ago,
13
man.
years ago.
It's like just imagine. It's just
Yeah.
like
I was 8.
9, maybe 10 at the time.
I'm not going to say.
I think I might have been about 10, 11ish.
Anyway,
Yeah, that's just insane. It's like it already looks really nice. Nemo already looks really nice by itself, and then you see
Finding Nemo, as far as their animation and their quality, holds up to today's standards.
It really does.
And
It does.
And when you think about that, that is amazing.
Yeah, and it just sets the bar higher now.
With Finding Nemo now, like you were saying, there was some weird light patterns going on their scales.
For me, that was a good thing.
It's because they're able to break it down
Yeah.
like that now and ultimately increase the render time, but
Yeah.
but they're also able to do it efficiently, so they're not actually spending any more time per film than they would.
yeah,
and
which
that-
is impressive. And
That is amazing.
goddamn, we need it.
I went to. Did you
I
guys
know.
stay? Did you guys stay for the after credits?
Unfortunately, we weren't able to.
No.
I stayed and I saw that apparently it's rendered in Renderman.
Yeah.
And that-
Well,
and that's
okay.
and that's our house renderer, isn't it?
Yeah. That renderer is actually developed and created by Pixar.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, and this is pro tip, they offer the renderer for free online legally,
As well as a bunch of their animation tools.
and as a bunch of their animation
Yeah,
tools.
the reason why.
Thank you, Based Lassiter.
The only reason why I'm like why I was pointing out is because
Forget all the bad stuff I said about the beginning of the movie. I love it.
Yeah. See?
Like when yeah, because like when
I had emotion. I teared up and everything. Get
'Cause
that
it's
web to me.
it was actually it was a moment because like it was one of those moments where I was like, oh hey, I think I know what that thing is.
Yeah, yeah.
Get that web address to me.
Renderman was actually development first started on Renderman way back in like the early 80s when people were first playing around with CG, ILM, when they were working on the last Star Wars film. It was developed as an in-house render and they kept it to themselves. And in the early 90s, Pixar came about as a division within ILM. And they used the render software Renderman to create all of their animated shorts to use as test footage. They were doing some proof of concept to show the executives of ILM and other film executives that CG can work, that computer animation can work, and it could be a powerful thing. And then ILM was like, hey, we want you to create more of these. And Pixar went, okay, we did. And that's how we got the Luxo animation short and the one with the creepy baby.
God,
Isn't that Tin Toy?
Yes.
Tin Man?
Yeah,
Tin Toy.
Yeah,
it was Tin
Tin
Toy.
Toy.
And oh my God, I'm so glad they learned how to create normal-looking people.
People
By the way, we're still talking about Finding Dory, right?
Yes. Which
Anyway,
they had
anyway,
very lovely
And
people.
actually-
The renderer dates all the way back
Yeah.
to the beginning.
And the reason why I
Yeah.
bring it up is because the fact that like I think it was either because I learned about Renderman because I think somebody at school at one point
It was
might have
probably
tried to
me.
use it. Yeah, continuing on to the whole spoiler aspect. Since you guys didn't actually stay for the for the after credits, would it be alright if I revealed
Please,
reveal
please.
everything?
Spoilers?
So
Do it.
Please.
Okay,
Do it
so
up.
I'm upset that I missed those.
at the end
Somebody had to pee.
so at the that's the funny thing, I stayed even though I really had to be really bad that I stayed for it.
It was like a Marvel movie.
Because I wanted to see because there was something I wanted to see specifically that I was hoping would appear in this one that was in Nemo, and I found it in the cast list in the credits.
Uh-huh.
You see William Dafoe, you see Flo, the blowfish guy. You see, at the end of the credits, you see that you see those seals lying on the rock, and then they see these green bags just rolling across the
No
water.
way.
Yes.
Oh, how
A year
too
later.
A year
cool.
later, and then you just hear, and then you see them wipe away all that stuff, and you hear William Dafoe saying, "We made it, boys."
Oh my God!
Yes,
You're kidding me.
No,
That
the
is
entire
too cool.
The dentist cast make it to California from Australia in 1 year in bags that are just filled completely green, except for Jacques the shrimp because he apparently ate all
Right,
the stuff.
because he's the clean
Yeah,
shrink.
and
He would have been the only one that actually ate, though.
Yeah.
How the hell did they get out of the bag to eat?
I don't know. It's like that was the one. It irked me. Realistically, that they managed to survive in a year and make it across the ocean,
In
but
a
it was
bag.
just, but in a bag full of water, filled with less than like a pint of water that would have probably evaporated, or they would have consumed it or something like that by then. But for the sake of the fact that those guys were awesome, I loved it. I was so happy, and even better, so they finally make it to the coast of California. They make it to the Marine Life Institute and are scooped up by the people in the boat who first picked up Dory. They dump him in the cooler chest and drive off to the institute.
That's beautiful. I'm okay with, no matter how ridiculous or
That's-
weird it is, I'm
that's
so
awesome.
okay with Willem Dafoe fish surviving.
And pretty much,
Right.
And then like the last thing you hear before the engine goes, one of the last things you hear before the credits even cut is the blowfish guy saying again, "Now what?" And then the actual last scene is Gregory, that one, the unibrow seal, just like he's behind the two other seals who are on the rock. He just like peeks over them like.
That
And he just chucks it and it ends
seal
there.
was creepy. That
He
seal
was
creepy.
excessively creepy.
I thought it was hilariously adorable.
That's actually one of the things I really, really loved about the movie. While it wasn't as grand or epic or journey oriented as Finding Nemo, I felt like it focused heavily on the characters that they created, and I adored every one of them personally. I loved the creepy seal, all three seals.
I really didn't like the creepy seal. He gave me... I had nightmares.
Yeah.
Well, I've also come to find out that I apparently don't like seals very much in general.
Okay, so let me see.
Elevator seal.
So it's the seals. I'm assuming the whales,
I love
The whales
both
were
whales.
adorable, yeah.
I love Destiny and
the beluga.
yeah.
I've
Then-
got this bump on my head. You're a beluga.
But
Bailey,
it's
that's
definitely
his
swollen. It's supposed to be. I loved his X-Men ability to
No, not
locate
X-Men.
everything.
Daredevil.
Yeah, it was
Whatever.
Daredevil. Sonar. Makes a difference.
Oh yes, it does. But
It's
still,
the
you get my
largest
point.
eyeglasses in the world, didn't you?
The greatest pair of
Actually-
eyeglasses.
Actually, that bit kind of irked me. It just felt so forced.
It did, but at the same time, you're gonna see crap like
And
that.
I mean,
in
yeah.
a
How
museum.
else are you supposed to explain it anyway? So.
Yeah,
Plot
you're-
convenience.
Yeah.
You're gonna see
One of
stuff
the-
like that in a museum, though. It didn't seem weird or out of place.
One of the bits I
me.
loved. Hank and Dory were in the kiddie pool,
The pokey.
and they and he inked. And you see all the kids just like horrified that this black buck is dripping from their hands.
Okay, you had to have loved that part.
Okay.
Seeing children terrified and flee in horror.
When
I
we
did.
were
I
we were
did
in the
enjoy
theater
it.
and we got to that part and I looked over to Sammy and I was like, "Oh, you made me ink."
They even
Plot
managed to,
twist. Turns out that's actually those two are related.
and then it's like they even managed to stick in like a premature ejaculation joke in there too.
They
Afterwards.
did, and it was clever, and I loved it.
Stop it, you. Reel it in, Manny.
Reel
Bring
it
it back.
in.
I will completely admit, while I adored all the different characters they had, I thoroughly loved Hank. He was my absolute favorite.
I actually
He
did
Fun
was
too.
fact.
amazing.
3 hearts.
He was fun.
Even more fun fact, a trivia fact. Apparently, Pixar has had that character for a very long time and has tried to incorporate him somewhere in every single movie, like some
Interesting.
random.
Well, I know
background
he's in the good.
section.
I know he's in the Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, he's supposed to. Hank
He's in one of
Octopus.
the underwater scenes in The Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, apparently I might have my facts wrong on this.
That's
but
actually the only Pixar film I've never seen.
Oh
I
really?
might
Yeah.
have my
That's
facts
Yeah, I
wrong
haven't
on
seen
this,
it yet.
But if I remember right, they even had him in a lot, like just named a random octopus in several scenes of like Toy Story and even older movies than that.
I wouldn't.
And
I
named him
don't
Hank,
know.
and that character, that Hank the octopus, has been around for
I
as long as
I
Pixar.
don't think
Hank is
Hank
in-
has been there that long.
Like I said, might have my facts wrong on that, but I think.
Well,
that's what
there's
they were saying.
definitely, which I like about Pixar, is there's some definite solid Easter eggs in the movie. Just the ball.
They love their Easter eggs.
Yeah, the
They
ball.
time
In
everything.
fact, I was trying to find the pizza truck and I
Hey,
didn't.
we love our Easter eggs too.
Actually,
yeah.
I actually don't think I even saw. I don't remember seeing a lot of Easter eggs now. I think about it, but I guess I wasn't looking hard enough.
We
I
want to
like
know how
seahorses
many
and
how
seashells,
many
like
Pixar
electric
movies
clocks.
has Hank been technically in as an Easter egg?
May not have
Hank
been
the
an Easter egg.
octopus.
Like I said, it may have been just they've had this octopus.
It could
named
be.
Hank.
It could be literally just a red octopus in the background that happened to look right.
Well, yeah, but then
Yeah.
that would be the Easter egg of it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, you got the A113, which is in every movie.
Same thing, but yeah, same thing with the pizza truck and
The ball.
toys from the different movies as well.
the best thing I have always loved is that they always tease whatever their next movie is.
they do.
You know, like in not Toy Story. I think it's actually in the first Finding Nemo. Mike and Sully is in the background.
Yes, Mike
Yeah.
and Sully are in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are somewhere.
Monsters Inc. was then the next film that came out from Pixar after that. So those are the things that I always truly enjoyed because if you look hard enough, it could literally be a person walking by. It could be a poster on a wall. It could,
And
it
I
could be
think in-
anything.
Maybe it was those lesbians.
What?
What?
Okay, so there was this I don't know where I heard. I don't know if this ended up being an actual thing or not, but apparently there's a thing going around on Facebook here and there saying like things like people are boycotting Finding Dory because there's a lesbian couple in it, and it shows those two women who were putting the little water bottle back into the stroller, and they see Hank in it.
Were they supposed to be a lesbian
Apparently,
couple?
they were supposed to be a lesbian couple, and people are saying
We're gonna have to fact
yeah, we're gonna have to
later.
fact check
Okay,
that a bit more.
fact-
I had seen that picture going around Facebook as well.
Yeah, right?
I completely forgot about it.
Yeah.
I saw them, and they didn't
They didn't do anything. You don't even
they look
mention.
like a couple.
Yeah, and it's like
no, they look like two friends. One of them has the kid, and one of them's going out there because the other one wants to go to the bathroom one time.
Yeah.
In peace.
But yeah, so I
Okay,
thought,
boys.
so seeing this picture, I thought, oh hey, maybe the lesbians are going to be kind of like the dentist in the first movie, but in a more positive way. Maybe they like somehow help Dory.
What,
or
instead of
Mac, but-
raising a psychotic child that shake fish?
Yeah, that's why I said in a more positive light. But no, it's like you don't even realize that's them.
I'm glad they didn't, because doing something involving sexuality would have been so completely out of left field and matched nothing. It would have had nothing to do with the movie.
Yeah. So yeah, that was just something I also needed to bring out there because it was just something that's been on my mind.
Yeah, I
didn't know what
highly doubt that Pixar would place a sexuality on non-important characters that have nothing to do with the story. And even if they did, I wouldn't release that kind of information to the public for that very reason.
Yeah, hey, maybe
that
maybe
there's
just one of those
always
rumors.
going to be a divide.
Yeah, maybe it was just one of those rumors. Somebody saw a thing, saw two women
Well,
together in a movie.
you know.
Connected Ellen DeGeneres to it for some reason, and then
Okay,
Which
however.
really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It
it doesn't matter.
does
It doesn't take anything away
nothing.
from the.
Adding
People-
lesbians
yeah, people
would have
making
been
Mountain Out
bad for them
molehills.
because it would have caused a divide when there was no point, there was no reason, there was no need.
It's not
There
about
was no
people.
need for
It's
sexuality.
That's
Had
not
nothing
about
to
people.
do with it. It was about mental disorders. How does that have anything to do with
mental
sex?
disorders.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'll be the first one to admit I have a mental disorder. Okay.
Mental disorders and fish.
Oh, you have a
Also-
mental disorder. You must be a lesbian. Oh.
You must be a fish. Oh.
Anything else that we liked about the movie?
Grand Theft Auto Fish.
Oh, that was magnificent.
That was insane. I loved it. It was so ridiculous.
The ending scene where Dory is on the dash of the truck and
Hank
is
hijacks the
driving.
car
driving
the truck.
the truck
and they drive
full
it.
of fish in the back.
And they drive it
They
over
take
a cliff
hard left turn and drive off of the mountain that's next to the freeway overpass
because they're
into the water.
because they're avoiding a police blockade. They could have murdered somebody.
Hank and Dory had 5 stars and they were being chased by police.
Stars.
They could have murdered. But like when you really think about it, there was a heavy possibility for manslaughter because of a octopus and a fish.
And it would have been the greatest thing to put on their obituary. They would not have complained.
It would have been the
I
most
would have been okay dying.
Okay,
that
first
way.
of all,
been the
Dory
most
wouldn't have remembered.
It would have been.
Officer Hank Jr. killed by an octopus and a blue tank fish.
It would
I
have
like
been the
how the
most
victims
ins-
were also both named Hank.
It would have been the most. It would have been the most insane headline in where's the marine like L.A. or something like that.
30.
It's like 2 employees claim octopus hijacks truck, drives it into the ocean.
kills 30 cops.
It wouldn't have even gone on the local newspaper. It would have gone on the
National news.
That's worldwide news right
Yeah,
there.
that's
20
worldwide.
Esquire alongside the idea that Elvis Presley is not only still alive, but he's a zombie alien.
10
It would not have been believed.
15 injured in car accidents on the I-95. It's like three in critical condition
Due to octopus.
due to octopus. But then
Sorry.
The
Septopus.
headline on Facebook, octopus kills 30. That whole scene I loved.
That was
and then and
such. I did not expect that scene at all.
and they were stuck in the roundabout too.
I forgot about the roundabout.
He's like, oh, it's like, I know that street. I know that street too. Oh, hey, I know that street. We pass it again. Oh, hey, that street again. And then just
Literally-
zooms out.
Literally me every time I've got Sammy and Aaron in my car and I come to a roundabout.
And let's not forget the fact that when it drove off the cliff, What a Wonderful World started playing.
It
In
was
slow motion. It's
loved it.
raining fish. It's just,
Sushi.
It was a very well done scene.
The seal.
I'll have to
The seal
say
gets-
that was my favorite scene.
The seals.
Mine
Get,
too.
the seals get smacked in the face with a bluefin tuna. It's just. I was expecting one of them to like open their mouth and one of the fish to fall in, but then we got that scene where the food chain bit where one fish ate a
Yeah.
bigger fish sneezed, and they just get shooting out. So nobody actually died, so except for all the people on the freeway. Who wants to learn about echolocation? No.
One last thing.
Oh,
I
wait.
really did enjoy Sigourney Weaver, though.
Yeah, that was-
Even
I was
though
wondering
you're
what-
making it annoying.
Yeah,
I did enjoy Sigourney Weaver. I found it awesome that she was actually the voice actress and all that. And I found it awesome that Dory would be like, "Thank you, Sigourney."
Weaver. My
You're
friend
right.
Sigourney Weaver told me how to get to.
Isn't Ellen DeGeneres actually friends with Sigourney Weaver?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ellen's friends with everyone.
Like Sigourney.
That's true.
No, I mean maybe she's friends with the director because she was the voice for the ship in WALL-E. Yeah, she was the voice of
Somebody
the
do
ship.
fact checking on
Because
that.
apparently the thing is like I think my director he said it's funny because now your mother. That's apparently what he said to Signori after she finished her lines for the scene or whatever.
What?
Mother in Alien. That was the name of the onboard computer. Yeah, and then so maybe she's friends with the director and he just wants her in like a bunch of small Pixar films for like small
I'll be,
bits.
Yeah, I don't
I'll
know.
be entirely honest. I actually never really watched any of the Aliens movies. Yeah, no.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't.
Oh, that's gonna be something for another time.
Yes, it is.
Yes,
Wow.
it
The,
is.
the
Oh.
Aliens films, well, 1 and 2 are really good.
I still
3
need to
and
see
4 can kind of.
Okay, scratch
Go out
that.
the window.
Actually, scratch that. Which one was it that they brought back Sigourney Weaver as half human, half alien?
Was that like 3?
It's like,
It was either
it was
3
3
or
or
4.
4.
3 or 4.
That one I watched.
I'm sorry.
Watch 1 and 2 then. I still need to watch 2, but you need to
Okay,
watch 1.
but again, we're getting
tried
off
watching
topic
from-
here.
So Prometheus sucked.
Yeah.
How did we like
That
it?
is not a
Prometheus? I'm
continuation.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I'm going to make that point very clear. It's not a continuation or a prequel of the Aliens.
Well, that
It-
is debated, but that is also off topic. So how
What
did
I-
we like
what-
Finding Dory?
Did I go first?
Okay, rating system.
How many chicken legs?
Chicken.
Well, that's something I missed.
I'll be honest.
Stupid chicken.
This is the first movie that we've talked about in our podcast, and I would dig in the Walmart bin. I'd pay for it, but it would be in the Walmart bin, $5.
Really?
Yeah. Well, considering I buy everything on Blu-ray, cheapest Blu-ray there is $19. It's a Disney film, so you're locking $25. I'm not paying $25. I'll wait till it gets thrown in, or get it for a Christmas present. I didn't have the feels.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. I didn't cry. I did have a couple heart-wrenching points because I've always really loved Dory in general.
And it's nice to see her story finally come to a close.
Actually, yeah, entirely. So I honestly would pay full price for a theater to see it again.
Would you also purchase it?
Oh, absolutely. Like I would probably buy the Blu-ray. I'd wait until if there was going to be a special edition or something like that.
Manny?
I don't know why, but I feel like we should have a little because the fact that our title is kind of a western. Our rating should be like 6 cylinder. 6 cylinder.
How many bullets would you load into your revolver?
is like full house. I would play Russian roulette with that with a fully loaded revolver for that movie.
That's not.
But that doesn't sound like a bad thing. That sounds like a terrible thing
That's
though.
not Russian roulette.
Well, okay, maybe not if I say fully loaded Russian roulette. Let's go. I would say it's a fully loaded movie. How about that?
No. I think it's
How much money would you spend on it?
I already bought a full price ticket yesterday when I went to go see it. Not sure if I would see it again, but I would probably digital download or something like that, or DVD. I honestly buy games more than I do movies. So, but I liked it. I really liked it. It was good to see Dory's story.
so
wrapped
you'd
up.
see it in the dollar theater.
Maybe, yeah. It was good, like driving or something like that.
Ooh,
yeah,
drive-in.
it was
Ooh.
good. Yeah, it was good. It was.
Yes.
Yes,
There
actually.
are
I take mine back. I would go to a drive-in with a bunch of friends.
And make
And
them pay for your
lemonade.
ticket.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I would. Yeah, I go
You
see him drive-
supply the car, I'll supply the lemonade.
And I'm probably going to give it the highest rating, I think, now. Now, after hearing all of you guys, we paid full price for it, see it in theaters with snacks and all that. And I would actually buy the 4-disc special edition, diamond edition,
with
whatever.
with the holographic cover where the water looks really shiny.
Yeah, I would pay full price, not necessarily because I enjoyed the film, but because it's a Disney Pixar film. Even though you know how much I hate the movie WALL-E, and I would still pay for that special edition too. You know.
Somebody'll have to pay me to give it to me as a gift. WALL-E. I hated that. Wait, I think I have that movie.
You do. You own that movie, and you bought the special edition. So hush up.
Okay, then I changed my answer to what he said.
So,
Again,
yeah, it was-
not necessarily because I bought the film or because I enjoyed the film, but because it's a Disney Pixar film and I want the entire collection because I'm greedy. But
I'll agree with
Taking
you.
that out of the equation, though, taking the fact that you want to collect every Disney Pixar.
I'd buy the Blu-ray.
Okay.
It was a standalone, and I'd lock up my special edition.
in your Disney vault.
Yes.
Open it up every 10 years to re-release it.
I gotta say, that's probably a very ingenious thing for Disney to do.
It's so awesome. But that's a tangent. So we'll be back next time.
Yeah, we're getting close to the end.
Get ready for when we see Finding
Well, we
Nemo.
rated it, so
Yeah, we rated
That's
it.
the
We
last
talked
segment.
about it.
I'll probably love a Hank-oriented movie.
Yeah, that's it was something I actually
I
wanted
want
say.
to know what
It's not like-
happened to his tentacle.
we get the prequel.
Can we not?
No, that's what it is. Finding Hank's tentacle. That's what the next movie's gonna be.
That will probably be an R-rated movie.
Wait. No. That's losing Hank.
No, we're gonna go find it. We're gonna travel back to Australia. We're gonna go to New Zealand. We're gonna go to Hawaii. We're gonna go to the Arctic Circle just to find that tentacle.
Hold on. Hank doesn't want to be found. Forcibly finding and kidnapping Hank. the musical.
Speaking of, okay, hold on. last thing. One last thing before we log out. Continuing on, cephalopods. That friggin' squid. That thing was amazing.
Oh, the
Yes.
giant
Terrifying.
monster with
That was-
the pushing.
With the giant glowing things. My favorite bit was...
That was cool.
Yeah, my favorite bit was when it was either Dory or it was Marlin who said, "It's like if you let us go, we'll build a shrine for you. We'll worship you. You like shrines?" And I just couldn't help but think Cthulhu. I feel like
You need to shut up.
I feel like they snuck in an H.P. Lovecraft joke in there just for the sake of
They
that.
probably didn't,
Yeah.
but
well, I don't know.
That thing was still pretty awesome though in general.
I did like the design of that. Like I said, all the characters were really well made. I thought
The design of it. Nature gave us the design of it.
The fact that the first thing they showed was a giant eye, I was flabbergasted. I was like, "What the hell is that?"
that was
That's
cool.
that's literally how it looks in real life.
I'm sure, but they
They took it up to 11.
Well,
because
thank
of the
you
movie.
for making me not want to go in the ocean.
I never want to go in the ocean.
you wanted to in the first place. It's some scary crap. down
No, she
there.
didn't.
No,
That just
actually.
made me go like,
There's
I've
a
never
lot of
wanted to go in the ocean.
alligators,
I
crocodiles,
like the
there's a lot of
beach
fake
as
crap
long
out
as
there.
the beach is over there.
Well,
I like the beach.
Yeah, you don't want to go into. Apparently, we've seen more of space than we've seen the ocean.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's already terrible.
Well,
Another tangent. Anyway, we need to say goodbye. So
Just so remember, kids, just keep swimming.
Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. Swimming.
however,
swimming.
like it,
Just keep
subscribe,
swimming. Just keep
check
swimming.
things out.
Just keep swimming. Swimming.
What else?
Swimming. What do you do?
Check
You
us out
swim,
on-
swim. Swim.
Oh, I don't know.
Like,
Just
subscribe,
keep
check
swimming.
us out on
Just keep swimming.
our other sources,
keep
Facebook,
swimming,
our
swimming,
Tumblr, our
swimming.
website.
Instagram,
Do,
Twitter,
swim, swim.
the Tamblegrams and facing books.
Just keep swimming.
Yep.
Just
And
keep
check out the rest of
swimming.
our videos
Just
if
keep
you like
swimming,
this.
Swimming, swimming.
Click
do,
wherever
do,
around the
swim,
thing will
swim.
have.
Well,
And subscribe for more.
Just
We need more
swim,
movies. As
swim,
the
swim,
movie
swim,
season is
swim.
winding down, we need to
Swim,
watch these. So just
swim.
whatever you want to hear us talk
Oh,
about, it almost doesn't matter.
it almost.
Almost doesn't matter. We'll do our own.
We'll try.
orientation. But
We'll
just,
try.
yeah, tell us what you want to see us hear us talk about, and we'll check it out.
Route?
Swim,
Cool.
swim,
Check it out.
swim,